Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial. In this video we're going to discuss all about how to create a portfolio website using React.js and also Tailwind CSS. When you refresh your page, first thing is very important, the animation. Let's refresh the page. The animation has been applied on the image and also content, and also have a sticky neighbor. When scroll down, you are able to see the different background color applied on the neighbor. When hover the mouse on the particular link, you are able to see the cool animations, right? Move down, about section, right? This is my skill and education section and feature project. When you hover the mouse on the particular project, you are able to see the cool animation, right? Let's move down. And the cool and very important thing is timeline, right, with cool animation. Okay, and last thing is contact us page. This is the section, guys. You can set that the section, right, and the footer. I click on it, you can move on the top. And the cool and very important thing is when you will click on the particular link, you will get the section. Click on it, about section. Okay, as you can see. Let's look at the responsiveness, right? So this is a small screen size. By the way, this is a 755 pixel of the screen, and you'll get this result on there. Look at that, guys. So I'm going to close it. You can increase that and you'll get the different result, but it is fully responsive, guys. So I'm going to teach you how you can use simple React.js and also Tailwind CSS to create that from scratch. I do not use any library or any package to apply on the animations on there. So without further ado, let's get started to create the project from scratch. Okay guys, so I have installed Tailwind CSS, React.js and also loose side icon. We will use them to create the portfolio website, right? So I go to index.css. I need to paste the simple things which used to add the scroll animation, and this is the body. We will use the different fonts on our project, right? Very simple. Let's use in the source, I'm going to use components. Inside the components, I will create a different type of components like header.jsx, right, the RFC, and we need to move on there. First of all, I will design the header section. When I will use the logic, then I will teach you. So first of all, I will use and there is 900, and there I'll use the header component. Right, so save the file, and okay, I think yeah, it is header and with the background color. So we will design the header from scratch, and I will use the logic, then I will teach you. So let's get started to design the header section. So guys, I have designed that. So let's look at that, how you can use the logic to display the menus, right? And also cool animations. So I'm gonna create a state. The first one is open is menu open, and set is open is state. By default I will assign the false. The next one I'm gonna use is scrolled. Set is scrolled. By default value is false. Then I'm going to create a function, but inside the use effect hook. I will call the use effect hook. Inside the use effect hook, I will create a const handle scroll. Inside that, I'm going to use set is scrolled window dot scroll y means top bottom greater than 50, right? So I will use the window dot add event listener scroll and call the function like this one. Also I need to clean up the function by calling a return function, return keyword window dot remove event listener which event scroll, and call the function like this one, which use this effect will use when you hover the mouse. When you'll get the tone in the top to bottom, you will get the different things, right? Also we need to create another function, handle not scroll to section. I need to pass the parameter, write the any name. I'm going to use href, create a variable, write any name. I'm going to use element. Then I need to use document.querySelector, which value you want to select. I'm going to use href, which is as a parameter on the function. I use if element is exist, then you need to move on down and call the element.scroll and to view. This is the built-in function inside the element, guys, right? In there I'm going to use behavior smooth like this, and then I'm going to call the set is open false. So this is my second function which use to scroll the down, add the animation in this corner. The next one is I have this one details, which used to display the menus. So I'm going to target that to display the menus. But before displaying the menus, I need to add the validation. Conditional rendering on the header section to display the sticky note bar. So in there I'm going to use is scroll is true. Then I need to use bg select and then 50 backdrop below algae shadow algae bottom border select 800. Otherwise I need to use bg transparent like this one. It will use to display the sticky neighbor when you move down to display the different background color like this one. Otherwise you will get the transparent background color, right? So let's move down and we're gonna display the menus, right? In order to display the menus, I'm going to target the nav items, which is top like this one. By the way, this is the name is key, the values and home about skills, and href is a key, the value is hash home. Means when you will target the particular section, means click on the any link, you will get the particular section. I will get that on later when I will use the id like about home and so on and so forth, right? So let's use the logic to display the menus. So in order to display the menus, I'm going to target the nav items.map method, and I'm going to pass the two parameters item and index. I need to target the return keyword, right? And also I'm going to use the button. Yeah, in the button I need to use nav and name, not nav, item dot name like this one. So I'm going to save the file. You'll get the menus as you can see, but we need to add the design. The text should be gray, 300 when hover the mouse, screen 400 transition or duration 300, font should be medium, and also I'm going to use a relative keyword group Outside of that, I'm gonna use the style is animation delay, what is that? Index times by 0.1s. Why I'm getting that problem on there, so I'm gonna cut that. Now let's see what is this animation delay. Okay, cool. Just a minute. I need to cut that. Use animation delay, and it should be displayed like that. Index times by 0.1s, right? And outside of that, I'm gonna use this pen tag, which you use to display the underline on there. So I use the relative keyword on there. So in there, I'm gonna use the position is relative to absolute, bottom negative 2, left should be 0, width should be 0, height should be 0.5, and digit frame 400, transition all, duration 300, and group hover, that should be full. So let's set that, and as you can see, cool. Let's move down, and we're gonna display the menus like this. On conditional best is open, means menu is open, to display the X sign. Size should be, what happened on the 24, otherwise display the menus. So I need to remove the X and display it. It should be displayed on the top from the side icon. Yeah, it is up here, and yeah, it's perfect. But also I need to add the function event, like on click, when the event is open, call the set is open, by default is not is menu open. So let's try to hit that. Okay, I'm getting that, as you can see, but we need to use another things to display the mobile menus, right? So in order to display that, we're gonna use simple things, but I need to use that as a logic. The logic is menu open is true, then display that, otherwise I do not display anything else. When you hit that, as you can see, when you click on it, you are able to see the download button has been appear. Let's try to add the menus. I'm going to use same logic that I have used on the top, and there I'm going to just pass the one parameter, calling the return keyword, and target your button, and there you need to use item.name. You will get the menus on the small screen size. So let's try to click on it. As you can see, guys, menus are up here, but we need to add simple classes on there. So let's add that. Block width should be full, text should be left, padding 3, 4, text should be 300. When I hover the mouse, text should be 400. When I hover that, page select 700, transition all, and duration 300, around that algae. That's it. So I'm gonna save the file and look at that, guys, right? As you can see, Alright, so let's move on to make a hero section. So I'm going to close that and create a file hero.jsx, right, the basic structure, and we're gonna call that as a hero right there. Remove it. Okay, it is up here. So we're gonna design it, and once I will design it, then I'm gonna use simple logic on them. So let's get a start to design that. Guys, I have designed the hero section like this one, but I need to fix few things inside there. When I scroll down, I need to change the background color in the navbar, and also I need to add the animation when I refresh my page. So let's move to header section, and yeah, here's the problem. I need to use the scroll Y. So I'm going to refresh my page. When I move down, as you can see, this is a sticky navbar. The next thing is we need to add the animation on there. So I already assigned the classes on there in the heroes section, but we need to add simple things. Why I'm getting okay, I need to open that, guys. Okay, so I need to move on the top. In the top we need to use simple state is visible, right? The set is visible. By default I will use state false, and I need to target by adding the use effect hook. When the page will be load, I need to use a set is visible to. So in order to display the animation, I need to target that, and when I will use the little template like there, so in there I need to just add is visible, then I just add opacity 0 to 100 and translate Y means top 0, otherwise opacity 0, and translate Y at 10 like this. I'm gonna save the file, and when I refresh my page, as you can see, this text is up here bottom to top. So I'm gonna use same logic on other. Just copy this okay on there, and we're gonna use with another section. So yeah, here's another section. Let's refresh the page. First I need to check why I can't say. Okay, I need to add that down there and there, and where I use little template. Okay, and the right side I'm going to change no, I'll just use something. So save the file, and I'm going to refresh my page. As you can see the animation, guys, but also I need to add the animation on the button tag. So the button tag, the right side, this is the right side, but I need to find out. Okay, here, so I just use little template on there and curly brackets, little template. Okay, and I'll paste the code on there and refresh your page, as you can see. But here, the last one. So select it, use curly bracket, little template, and just remove the other double quotation from there, and just paste the code like this. Refresh the page. As you can see, guys, this is a cool animation, right? Very simple. So I have designed the header section and also showcase section. So let's move on to work on the about section. But before working on that, I need to fix the issue, like when I click on the particular link, then I need to move on the particular section. So I need to move on our code editor, and we're gonna select the header section. So I made the function like a scroll section, so I need to call that when user will get on the link, right? So I need to move on down, and here's a button tag, and the button tag, give me a second, I need to check that. Yeah, and there, first of all, I will assign the key is index, and the next one is on click. I need to target on click and target my function which I made on the earlier, like this one, and then I need to target atom.href. Just save it, and when you will click on the about, it is about, and you will get the particular section when you will click on the link, right? So I'm going to refresh the page, click on it. I can't see any section because this is my main page. So without further ado, let's start to work on the about section. So I need to close all of the tabs, and we're going to create a file about.jsx and write the RFC. So we're going to design that. Once I design it, then I will teach you how you can use the logic to add the animations, and simple logic to display the animation when the page will be loaded, right? So let's work on that. So once I design the about section, then we need to work on the animation. So I need to use simple logic to add the animation on there. But before using the logic on there, we need to fix this one issue. When I click on the particular link, then we need to move on the particular section. So I need to move on our code editor, and I'm going to open my header section. And the header has a problem, so I need to fix it. I use scroll to so I think it should be solved the problem. I'm gonna refresh the page, click on it, it doesn't work. Give me a second. Scroll to view. What is function name? Give me a second. Scroll into view, sorry, into. So I'm gonna close this one, and I'm gonna refresh my page, click on it, about. This is the home, by the way, and this is about. We need to add the animation on the about section, so need to move on to pop, and we can use I use the simple things which use to add the animation. Const is visible, set is visible. By default I need to assign the false. The next thing I'm gonna use the use effect hook. Inside there I'm gonna add the observer function like this one. So I'm going to show you how you can use that. Const create a variable observer like this. I think I need to use manually because I need to show you how you can use new intersection observer, and we're gonna pass the value, whatever the value you will pass on there. I'm gonna pass the entry, use curly brackets, and I'm gonna add if entry is exist, then the next entry that exists. Give me a second, I think something is wrong on there, so it is very important to understand that, guys. So I think I need to use that in the brackets, and there I'm gonna use if entry is intersecting is true, then come into the if body, and I'm gonna select my use stat hook like this one, and assign the value is true, right? The next thing is, first I'm gonna set that. The next thing is like this. You need to use comma and just use threshold 0.3, right? After that you need to call const element, use document get element by ID. You need to select this one ID on there, then use if element is exist, then I need to just use observer dot observer and passing the element, and we need to clean up the function by using return keyword. Return keyword is, I'm going to use observer dot disconnected, right? So we're gonna use same logic that I used on earlier. So where it is, here, the first one is here. So I need to use is visible is true, then I'm gonna use opacity is 100, translate x 0, otherwise opacity is 0, and translate x, otherwise the opacity is 100. By the way, I'm gonna use on this 100, and there is a Yeah, it's perfect. So let's try to, as you can see guys, but it's too more on the right side. So let me find out what. Okay, I need to use negative, and I think it should be displayed in the perfect position, not now. Okay, translate X. This will be 0, and yeah, it's perfect. So I'm gonna refresh my page. As you can see guys, refresh the page. So you can use same logic on other ones. So I'm gonna copy that like this and to where the next thing like there. So just paste on there, and yeah, this is another. Right, and same thing, I'm gonna just paste it. I do not use manually on there. So I'm gonna save the file and let's try to refresh the page, and let's say, yeah, as you can see guys, the cool thing. So I'm gonna click on the home, about, and yeah, I'm gonna refresh my page, as you can see, right? So let's move on our code editor to work on the skill section, and in the skill section I have a lot of things. So I'm going to create a file, skills.jsx, write the basic structure, and I'm going to call the component on there is skills. It should be displayed on our web page, and yeah, so when I save the file, the skill text is appear on the page. So yeah, I'm gonna use same thing that I have been using on earlier. Like first of all, I design that, then I will use the logic. Once I will design it, then I will teach you how you're gonna use the logic to add the animation and add another features. So let's get started to design the page. guys, I have used the simple CSS classes to design that, but the important thing is we need to add the logics to display the education and also progress bar. So I need to get this one, object files code, and I'm gonna put inside there, right? So this is the skill and this is the education. I will use them to display that on our web page. Also, I'll use the animations on later, but this time I need to use the logic on there. So the first thing I'm gonna use on there is map method to get the data from there and display it on our web page, right? So let's do that. I'm gonna use curly bracket education.map item and index. I'll write the simple written keyword to get the data on the object and display it inside our web page. The next thing is I need to assign the classes. The classes I'll use border to border green 500 PL6 relative group transition all duration 1000, and I will use the is visible and non-visible on later. This time I just designed that, right? And there I'll use another things. The first one is I'm going to use 2. So I need to get the data from my object like this one item, and I'm going to display that on our web page, right? So I'm going to change it to use edu. It is a readable name, right? So write the absolute left should be 2, top should be 0, weight 4, height should be 4, page green 500, rounded, full group power, and then I'm going to use skull 125 transition all and duration 300, right? And inside not there, basically it is used to display the dot and also timeline, right? So let's use another tier. Inside there I'm going to use edu.year to display the year. Let's say, as you can see, the years are up here with our dot signs. Great, but I need to add the classes on there. Text should be green, 400 text should be SM, font semi-bold, more important 2, group power, text should be green, 300, transition all, duration 300, right? So outside of the year 2, I'm gonna add the h3 tag, use curly bracket edu.title. I need to get the title from my object and just add the classes text XL, font bold, text white, horizontal to group power, text will be green 400, transition all, duration is 300. After that I'm going to use paragraph tag, use edu.institutions institution. The classes text should be k, more important to group power, text k 300 all 300, and last and final thing I think edu.description, and we're gonna add the same thing, should be k 300 text sm, writing relaxed, group power, text white, transition all, duration 300. So I'm going to save the file and look at that, guys. Right, I think I need to check the duration transitional. Okay, so this is our, and also I'm gonna add the key is index like this one. I will use it to add the animation. So let's move on this one section to display the progress bar. Right, so scale.map is scale.index. You've written, and the key is index, classes space y2, but I will use literal template on there because I will add the animation. Right, so transition of duration 1000, and inside there I'm gonna add flex, justify between items should be centered. Inside there I'm gonna add the span tag. In the span tag I need to target my scale.name, which is coming from my object, and we need to add the classes and group our text should be green 400, transition all, duration is 300. So let's look at that. As you can see, these data is coming from my skill section or skill object, like this one, right? So yeah, we're gonna move on to the span. I'll use the span, and then I'm gonna add the skill.level modules and add the classes. Text should be clean 400, font semi-bold. Yeah, it's perfect. So I'm gonna save the file. Let's look at that, and we're gonna add the we're gonna add the progress bar. So outside of that I'm gonna add the div, assign the class width should be full, beach select 700, rounded, full height should be 2, overfill or heading, and I'm gonna save the file. Inside this one there I will use page gradient to R from green 500 to green 400, height should be 2, rounded, full, transition all, duration 1500, s out, easy out, and also position is relative. Also I need to add the manual style on there. So the style, I'm gonna add the width should be little template, scale, no, I'll add the style on little because I will add the animation. What? Just a minute, I will undo that. Yeah. So last and final thing I need to add it here, and assign class position is absolute, and insert 0 bgy 20, and that's perfect. So I'm gonna save the file, and it's so bad, guys. I don't know what happened on there. So it's progress bar, but where's the problem? So let me refresh my page. Give me a second. I got that set the file. Yeah, it's perfect. Something is wrong on there, guys, so I need to fix the problem. So we're gonna find out where the problem is, and let's try to remove this one. So okay, something is wrong on there, guys, so yeah, we're gonna fix it with full BGSLS 700 BD, and yeah, hidden from green to green. White for laundry transition is out. Position is relative. Okay, I'm gonna put it in there. So yeah, it's perfect, guys. So I'll display the dynamic progress bar. When you load the page, the progress bar will be appear from 0 to particular percentage, which is this one. Okay, so let's move on top, and we're gonna work on the logic. The logic is very simple, which I have used on earlier. So I'm going to create a state. Const is visible, set is visible, and by default the user state is false. The next thing is I'm going to use animated skills. Set is animated skill. By default I will assign that is object based value, right? The next one is I need to target the use effect hook, and inside this one I will use the same logic that I have used on earlier, like this one, but I will use the manually observer, new intersecting observer, and in there I'm going to add the entry. You can write any name as you want. I'm going to use the entry. If the entry dot intersecting is exist, then move on there. Right, so it's very tricky, guys. So set is visible. I'm gonna send the true, and also I will use the skill like this one to add the loop through to get the data from there and display the progress bar one by one. So in order to display the progress bar one by one, I'm going to add the for each loop. So I'm going to target the skills dot for each, right, the skill curly brackets, and also I'm going to add the index as well on there. Inside there I'm going to use set timeout, set timeout, set animated skill, and calling the function is previous curly bracket, make a copy of the previous, and target the skill.name colon skill.level, and yeah. So first I'm going to save that. No, it's some have a mistake. So yeah, that's it, guys. So just a minute, give me a second. So I'm going to cut that and save the file. Yeah, it's perfect. But the problem is, give me a second. I just check that what is problem on there. Okay. I think I need to use parentheses and paste. Yeah, it's perfect, guys. So after this one curly bracket, I need to use index times by 200, and also I need to tie that threshold should be 3. Yeah, best. Okay, and outside of this one I need to use const element document and get element by id, the particular id which is coming from there, and then we're gonna add if the element is exist, assign that cleanup function, that's it, and we're gonna add the same logic that I used on earlier but before using it. So I'm gonna refresh my page. You can't see any changes inside there because I need to call that, right? And also I'm gonna add the animation progress bar, but before using it I need to move on top and add the logic one by one on them. So where it is, the 1000 I'm gonna add is visible, opacity is 100, select x 0, otherwise opacity is 0, translate negative 10. Yeah, it's passed. So I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna find out section like there, I'm gonna paste on there, and let's move on to check that. Yeah, here's another thing. So okay, inside there I'm gonna remove this one, right, because this data is coming from the right side. And also I need to tag cat expert. Let me check that, guys. 1000 takes 1000. So yeah, I'm gonna send a style transition delay should be little template, index times by 150 ms, right? And let's move on, and we're gonna add the progress bar, right? So where it is here, there I'm gonna use style with there should be animated skill is a animated skill name or 0% of the modules. So yeah, it's perfect, guys. So I think it should be displayed. Yeah, guys, I'm getting that. So let's refresh the page. As you can see, guys, I'm gonna refresh my page, right? Very cool thing, right? So let's move on, and we're gonna work on the project section to display the projects. So I move on the code editor, and we're gonna create a file, projects.jsx, write the basic structure, and we're gonna call that as a projects like that, and it should be display the content inside a web page, as you can see. So similarly, I will design it. Once I will design it, then I will teach you how you can use the logic to display the project images, tags, and many other things, right? So I have designed the simple things inside the feature project, but we need to add the logic. So in order to display the logic, so I have a code. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste on there. Inside this one, object have many things like ID, title, description, image, technologies, category, and feature. So we're going to use this one project to display the data inside of this one section. Right, so in order to display that, I'm going to use map method to display the project. So let's do that. Projects.map, write the name and tags, and then I'm going to use return without return keyword. You can't see the data inside our page. So let's add the classes, group, okay, group, bg select 900, rounded XL, shadow MD, shadow LG, transition all, and we're gonna use the duration 1000. Delay, the delay should be 600 or below. Hidden border should be select 700 or border green 500 or scale 105, and inside this one there, and give me a second. Also I will add the style as well, a manual style which used to delay the animation. Right, so I'm going to add the transition delay should be index times by 100, index plus by 300, not 303, and after that I will use times by 150. Okay, but give me a second, I will manage it. I use parentheses, this should be on there, yeah. So the next one is inside this one there, I need to call it here. Position should be relative. So I'm going to call the image. The source is coming from project.image, and LT, I'm going to assign the LT is project.title. The images should be appear inside our web page, as you can see, but I can't see the cool effect. Okay, I don't know why I can't get trace here, hover border. Also I mentioned the hover scale. Give me a second, I need to check that. All duration, delay, full hidden border, what is that now? Okay, I think, okay, I will add another classes, then I will manage it. Right, so assign the class which should be full, height should be 70, object is cover, group hover scale, transition, all duration 309. I think it should be displayed the hover effect, yeah, but I need to check duration is 300. Okay, cool guys. The next one is I need to display the content. Okay, But before displaying the content, I need to display the image, a link inside the image. So after the closing image tag, I'm going to add the tail. This is closing there, and there I'm going to add the position should be absolute, and I'm going to move it top 3, right should be 3, flex cap should be 2, opacity should be 0, and I'm going to add the group power, opacity is 100, transition all, and duration 300. That's perfect. And so there I'm going to add the button tag. In the button tag I will add the icon should be GitHub, which is coming from my left side icon. Width should be 4, height should be 4, text should be gray, 700, and I'm going to assign the classes like with add, height should be add, beach white, 90, 100, full flex, atom should be center, and justify center, power, beachy white, transition all, duration 300. So I'm going to save the file, and let's look at that. As you can see, when hover the mouse, the icon is up here, which is a link. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste on there, right? But in there I'm going to use external link icon. As you can see, create. So let's move on, and after this one there, I need to display at the categories and other things as well. So I'm going to padding all sides 6 and assign the class, and the tail is flex items center, justify between margin bottom 3, right? And there I'm going to add the span tag, and the span I'm going to add the project or category. So save the file, and you are able to see the categories up here. But we need to add the classes. The classes should be beaches select, 800, text gray 400, padding left and right 2, top and bottom 1, rounded full, text should be XS, font medium. I'm going to save the file, and look at that, guys, the categories. So after the categories, after this one too, I'm going to add the H4 tag and assign the title, which is coming from project.title. And also we need to add the classes like text should be LG, font bold, text wide, margin bottom 2, group, text should be green 400, transition all, duration 300. After this, I'm going to add the paragraph tag, and in there I'm going to use description. Also I assign the class 300, text should be SM, margin bottom 4, leading relaxed. I'm going to save the file, and look at that, guys. But we need to display particular section, particular characters on there. So in order to display that, I'm going to add the function substring from 0 to 100. Okay, after this one I'm going to use ... like this. You're able to see 100 characters are up here. Great, let's move on. After the paragraph, I'm going to display the let me check that, technologies, right? So let's see. So I'm going to add div, and there flex wrap, flex and cap should be 1 by the bottom 4, and I'm gonna use map method, right? To select the technologies, and there I have a map method. Select the tech, and I'm gonna use tech index, right? Same thing that you have used on the top, right? So in the return keyword, I'm gonna target my span tag, and the span I'm gonna use tech. So I'm gonna set the file and look at that, the tags, right? That is coming from my object, but we need to add the classes. BG green 600, text should be white, 2 1 rounded, that should be access, and font should be medium. I'm gonna save the file and look at that, guys, right? So this is our project section. When I click on it, skills, about, home, and I'm gonna select the project, and there we go, guys. But the last thing is very important. We need to add the animation, right? So I move on the top. So same thing I'm gonna use on there. Const is visible, set is visible, selecting your project, use state hook, and I'm gonna use my about section. Yeah, so I will use this one to save the time. Just copy that and paste on there, remove that, and just select the, just a minute, inside this one section you need to select your particular category, like this one, project. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste on there, and also I need to check, yeah, it's perfect. So save the file and let's move down, and you can use them inside there, like is visible, then I'm gonna add the opacity is 100, translate to y 0, otherwise opacity is 0, translate negative, not negative, I'm gonna add positive 10. So save the file and let's move on the project, and as you can see the text is coming from the top, bottom to top. Refresh the page, as you can see, right? Let's move on, and I'm going to copy that like this one forward, and let me check that. So inside there I'm going to add the same thing, save it. Yeah, cool. Let's check it. No, and other things. Okay, and last is, I think this one is lost. So I'll paste the code and refresh a page, as you can see there, right? Yeah, perfect. So let's move on and work on the experience section. So I'm gonna open the component file, component folder. Inside there I'm gonna create a file experience.csx, write the RFC, and I'm gonna call it as experience. The content should be up here, but few things I'm gonna add a similar, like this one. But before working on the logic, I need to design it. So once I will design it, then I will teach you how you can use the logic, right? So let's get started to design that. So guys, I have designed few things inside this one page, but after this one designing, I need to add the logic. Once I add the logic, then I will add another things to display the vertical timeline on our web page. So I have this one object file code, so I'm gonna paste on there because I will use them to display the content inside our web page. And also I will use the states. The first one is visible, set is visible. I'm gonna add items. Set is visible items. The next state, I'm going to create a timeline. Visible, set is visible, right? So I need to target that and display the content inside our web page. So give me a second, I just checked that where I will need to display the content, and give me a second. Okay, here is timeline. After this one timeline, I need to add a lot of things. First of all, I need to target the experience.map. Experience, I use simple experience index, and I do not use the return keyword on there because I'm facing issue to get the suggestion and closing tag as well. But I'm going to check that. No, I also not getting the closing tag, so I'm going to use the return keyword as well on there because I need to add everything manually on there. Okay, so first of all, I need to assign the keys index. Class should be but I'm gonna use on the little template. Right here, flex item should be center, margin bottom 20, and I'm gonna target is index modules by 2 0, and I'm gonna add flex row, otherwise MD flex, yeah, it's perfect. So it is getting from my suggestion, code suggestion, right? It is very helpful for me. Okay, so let's add the transitional duration. I'm gonna add the duration should be 1000. Also I will add another conditional rendering on there is visible items is true inside the includes index. Then I need to use opacity is 100, and also I'm going to use translate y 0, otherwise opacity 0, and translate y 10, right? So yeah, it's perfect. So inside this one timeline, give me a second, I need to check that. Also I'm going to add the attribute is data index is index, and also I'm going to add the manually style on there. It is very important. So I'm going to use transition delay, should be index times by, just a minute, parenthesis, index times by 300 plus by 800 milliseconds. Okay, after this 1 milliseconds, and use comma, and also use transform visible items dot includes index translate y 0, translate y 0. Also give me a second, includes, I want to use manual code on there, index, otherwise I need to use translate y 0, translate y 0, and otherwise I need to use index modules by 2 equal to 0. Then I need to target translate. I'm getting a lot of code, guys, but we need to use a few things inside there. So just use translate x means left and right negative 50 pixel, and also I'm gonna add translate y should be 20 pixel. Otherwise I need to use translate x positive 50 pixel, translate y should be 20 pixel. So it is very tricky, guys, but it is very important to display the vertical timeline inside our web page. So let's add the dots, animated timeline dots. So I'll use the class should be absolute left at md left 1 to 2 transform md negative translate x should be 1 to 2, width should be 6, height should be 6, and bg crane 500, around that full border 4, border slit 900. I'm gonna add the shadow alchi z index 10, and I'm gonna add the conditional rendering on there is visible items is true inside the includes index. Then I need to use a skull on 10, otherwise I need to use a skull 0, right? Also I need to add the manual style on there is transition delay. Yeah, but inside there I'm going to increase the time 200 milliseconds. Okay, so inside this one there a few more things I need to add it, and I'm going to add transition is absolute, insert 0, pitch crane 500, rounded full, and the last thing I need to add the class insert 0, pitch crane 400, rounded. So I'm going to save the file. Let's see what I'm facing issue on the page. So let me check that. What visible items. Okay, visible items, line number 93. Okay. So let me check the. Okay, why I'm getting the problem. Okay, I'm going to change it in the interior, right? So okay, cool. As you can see, the vertical timeline is up here, but when I will display the content, the timeline with dots will be up here inside a web page. So give me a second, and I just checked that where I display the content. So after this one, I need to display the content card, right? So let me add the tail, close tail, and this class, margin left 20, and md ml0, md which should be 1 1 and 2. Okay, and also I'm going to add the conditional binding index modules by 2 equal to 0. MD right, but I'm going to change MD padding right side should be 12 and MD padding left side should be 2. Okay, so inside this one there are many other things that we're gonna do, guys. So let's add closing tail, and I'm gonna use add little template pg select at 100 padding all side at rounded at excel rounded to excel. I shadow to excel. Border select 700, hover border cane 500, and I'm gonna use transition or duration 500, transform, and hover the mouse. I need to move on top, scroll 105, and also shadow red 520. Also group. Let's add the visible items that includes the opacity. No, I don't need to use that on there. Okay, so yeah, okay, I think I need to use the tape sign, but something is wrong on there. So yeah, great. So we're gonna add almost in the content section, so let's add it. Class flex item should be center, depth should be 3, margin bottom 6, group hover, transform group hover, scale, transition, all duration 300, and also add another div, and we need to use width should be 12, height should be 12, bg kilometer 600, rounded full, rounded full. Give me a second. Rounded full, not full, rounded algae flex item should be shadow. I don't need to use the shadow. Item center group, hover, beach cream 500, transition, all duration 300, and I'm gonna add the group hover, rotate 6. So inside this one I'm gonna call the brief case icon, so the class should be with 6, height should be 6, text should be white. Okay, and after this one there, I need to add another div, I need to target that and call the experience.company, and Yeah, we're gonna add the classes on there. Text should be Excel, font bold, text should be white, group power should be text green, 400 transition, colors, duration, 300. So after the H3 tag, let me add another things, and in there I'm gonna add calendar icon, okay. Class should be with 4, height should be 4, assign the class flex, items should be center, gap should be 2, text green 400, and text should be SM. Also I need to add the time period experienced with time period. So I'm going to save the file, and I can't see the content. Let me check that. I use the return keyword here. Let me check what is. Okay, I also mentioned this one on observation function. Okay, so let me check. This is experience. Give me a second. Just a minute. Okay, after this one there, I'm gonna assign the positions. And class margin bottom 4. Inside there I'm gonna add the h4, experience or position, and we're gonna add the classes. Text should be LG, font semi-bold, text should be green, 400, margin bottom 2, group power, text should be green, 300, transition, colors, duration should be 300, right? And after this one I'll use another tag, flex, item should be center. I think I need to get this one code. Give me a second. This one code. Give me a second. Position, I need to get that. Just change to what location, and also I'm going to change it mapping, right? And this is a position. This is position. This one position, I need to add the description. I'll use the tail closing, and use the classes. Margin bottom 6, leading the next. Group power, text should be white, transition all, duration 300, and there I'm gonna add experience dot description, right? And also we need to add few more things, then we are almost done, right? So after this one div, I need to add achievements. Just use achievement on there, and use div semicolon margin bottom 6, and there I'm gonna add h5 tag. In the h5 tag I will call a word icon, okay, and class should be with 4, height should be 4, text should be green 400, and also give me a second, I need to close it. We need to add the classes in the H5 tag. Font semi-bold, text should be not font, should be semi-bold, text should be white, margin bottom 3 flex, item should be center, gap should be 2, group, hover text should be green 400, transition all, duration 300, right? And after this one I'm going to use key achievements like this. Okay, after this one I'm going to add the UL tag, so send the class space y2, and there I'm gonna add the map method to get the experiment, not experiment, I need to get the achievement. So I need to target the experience.achievements.map and write the ACHV, this is a short form, index, and let me write that light tag, and the light tag on index is index, achieve index like this. And also we need to add the classes, guys, on the classes, but before sending the classes I need to target the achievements on them. So I think I need to check that, yeah, it's too large vertical timeline, right? But we will display the content, am I right? Let me write the written keyword, let's see what, I can't see the content. Okay, no problem, I will fix it because it is a very long class based video, because inside this one video I have used a lot of code to design the vertical timeline. Right, so let's move on, and I'm gonna add the class on there. Should be text 300, text should be SM, flex items should be sent here, flex item should be star, gap should be 3, group hover text should be y, transition all, duration 300, and something I'm going to target is visible item that includes index. Okay, I do not use that, but I will use the manual style on there, and the manual style should be animation delay, and the index times by 300 plus index, index times by 300 times by 200 plus 1500 milliseconds, right? So yeah, I will use the span tag on there, and the span tag I use width should be 2, height should be 2, PG green 500, around at 4, margin top 2, flex shrink 0, and yeah. So the last and final thing is this outside of this one I need to display the scales. So yeah, okay, should be flex rep, give should be 2, and when I will use the skills, and yeah, give me a second, I just check that. Experiments, skills, animation delay index, 300, 100, 300 plus skills 100 plus 8, 1800. Okay, so we are almost done, but I can't see the content inside of my web page. But we need to add the logic. Okay, once we will add the logic, when the page will be loaded, then we will get the content. So let's do that. To add the logic, use effect. I'm going to target the use effect. Give me a second, I will use the manually use effect, and just inside this one section I'm going to use const observer. Okay, and just command there, threshold should be 3. Okay, I think, give me a second, why I'm getting the problem on there. Give me a second. I'll use manually, guys. Observer, intersection observer, and write the entries. So inside there I'm going to target the entries dot for each entry. Okay, and in there I'm going to use if the entry dot is intersecting is true, then also I need to target an entry dot targeted data set. Not data set, I'm going to use class list that contains timeline items. So I'm going to save the file. Let me check the class I have assigned or not. Give me a second. Animated timeline. Okay, give me a second. Okay, here I need to assign the class like timeline, right? Because it is very important to display the content, right? So let me check the top. Entity.targeted.class list dot contains timeline items is exist, then set visible previous parse. Why I'm getting the parse? Visible is set visible item. No, I don't need to use this code on there. Give me a second. Okay, I just close it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so inside this one section I need to target the set timeline visible is true, and in the else statement I'm going to use const index parse and entity dot target and get attribute. Yeah, it's perfect. Get attribute percent data set data set.index. Okay, and I'm going to set visible items is yeah. Okay, not this. Give me a second, I will use manually, guys. Previous spread operator, new set ps.index. Yeah, it's perfect. So let me this is this one to this one. I'm gonna add trace threshold 3. Why this is happening on there? Give me a second, I need to check that. Okay, it's comma, parentheses, and yeah, it's perfect. So last and final thing is, let me check that. Okay, I can't see anything else. Okay, don't worry, few things we need to add it, then we are good to go. And the first thing is I need to use const items querySelector all dot timeline dot items. The next thing I need to use experience item query dot selector, but I need to check that. I need to add this one class in the experience section. So this is experience skill. Experience.map index. Okay, I need to add the class on the experience item. Okay, so the last and final thing is we need to target that, and we need to use if the timeline, the time, this is a timeline element. So I'm going to target that if this will be exist. So I'm going to target the observer, and in there I'm going to use timeline element, right? And also I need to use experience elements. What is the name? Experience elements, this one, and use for each. Select the item as observer.observer.items. So yeah, the last and final thing is we need to just clean up the function observer.disconnect. So let me save the file and let's look at that. What happened when you refresh your page? Okay, I'm facing problem, guys. So where is the problem? So let me check that. The first one is element intersecting parameter 1, line number 27. So where is line number 27? Here. If timeline element of query selector. Okay, I need to use query selector on there, and this should be Q select all. Okay, let me close that and move on the experience. Yeah, I'm getting that, guys, as you can see. Let's move down, and yeah, and third one. But here's a few issues, so we're gonna fix it, like dot sign and some classes issue inside there. But I'm gonna move on, click to experience, refresh your page, as you can see. Right, so the problem says deliver key achievement. So yeah, and have a issue inside our dot. So let me copy that, and I'm gonna find out the key achievement. Give me a second. Give me a second. So key achievement text should be, this is perfect, but I think has an issue inside. What? Let me check that. Key achievements. So I think the issue is inside our li tag. Text K300 flex start gap 3 group power text wide transition division 300. Yeah, perfect. Let's check it now on the top. And your tag item center gap 2 hour transition. Yeah, it's perfect also, guys. Okay, with 2 height 2. Okay, the problem is I need to paste it outside of there, so it should be solve the problem. Yeah, guys, as you can see, but the problem is dot sign. So so I think this should be rounded full. Okay, and now magenta 2. Okay, so let me save that. Nope. Give me a second, guys. I need to check it in the top. So this is the content card and this is the dots. So let me change the color. Should be red. So let me find out the problem where it is. Not, this is not green, rounded full. Okay. Okay. The problem is on there. So I need to fix it. So give me a second. And I'm going to check it. Timeline. This is time. Timeline absolute left. Right. And PG green rounded full. Okay. Guys, the problem is on there is simple class. Just use rounded full. And there we go, guys. I'm gonna refresh my page. As you can see, I know it is very difficult to understand that, but it is very interesting and very important to display the timeline when the page will be loaded, right?